So, I wanted to explain something that a lot of male clients, I work with couples and individuals, but a lot of male clients don't really understand about their wives. And so, you have to go back to the stuff that I've written or my podcast about erotic blueprints. So, there are some men, many men have a sexual erotic blueprint. And what that means is that they're just turned on literally by the act, by people with their clothes off, and by, direct touching of erogenous zones, fairly immediately in the encounter. Whereas if a woman has a sensual or energetic erotic blueprint, she's going to need a lot of build up and foreplay, etc. And so the woman ends up feeling like the man is always moving the encounter forward too quickly. And he has no idea what else he would be doing. From his perspective, the quicker you get to the main event, the better. And of course, there are also women with that mindset who have a sexual erotic blueprint. But when you are a guy with that way of thinking and you're coupled with a woman who needs a lot of build up and foreplay and non-sexual physical touch, then you can end up thinking that she is really low libido, but in reality, she has just never ever had an encounter with you where it went slow enough for her to enjoy herself. And you can understand that this might be happening if you go back and think about things that she said. Sometimes she's saying, like, slow down. And some men take that to mean during the event itself, like the time until they finish or something. But what she really means, but she doesn't maybe know how to articulate it, or she feels that she has tried to articulate it and you've not understood, or she feels that you're really not capable of doing it. What she may mean is like slow down everything so that she could enjoy herself and she could experience a whole arc of arousal. So her arousal builds and builds and builds, and many men say that the woman is really low libido and has a low capacity for arousal because they cut her off right when it's starting to build by moving to, direct genital contact or moving to the main event. And so basically the woman is always only ever gets to like 10% of where she could get to. And the reason that it's really hard for people to talk about these things is we are really not trained to talk about sexual issues openly. They're tough to articulate. It feels really awkward. It's a super vulnerable conversation, and most people think that there's no changing it, like the way that it is what it is, and some people mesh better than others. In reality, people can very much change their technique and their style, but they need to have open communication, which is a lot of kind of what I do with couples in counseling. Hopefully this was useful. You could share it with your partner and ask if that's what she may think, can contribute to some of your mismatch or misattunement in the bedroom.